Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Megan Litz, and today we are proud and so honored to have Dr. Kaup. Dr. Kaup is a researcher, but also an academic scholar, as well as a professor at Furman University. So our first question is, how do economic and climate concerns intersect in the Asia Pacific?
Great, it's a great question, thank you. I think it is crucial for our policymakers outside of the Asia Pacific region to recognize the importance and crucial importance really of economic growth in the region. So of course we hope that they will find a path to doing so sustainably and without having a major negative impact on the climate. But it's unrealistic, I think, to expect countries at different levels of development to pursue the same types of policies when it comes to agreeing on climate controls.
Different regions have various different needs, and whether you're talking about India or whether you're talking about China, there are different infrastructures as well as economic, as well as industry is so varying. So, great question. So as an educator yourself, what issues do you believe are the most pressing issues as for young people? Hopefully they can start, are there policies that they can advocate for? Are there different organizations that they can, shine a light more on?
Okay, thanks for the question. It's increasingly important for us to demand really precision in our analysis of what's happening in the Asia Pacific. So there are a lot of accusations hurled at the other side, and the more heated the rhetoric becomes, it's almost a rhetorical arms race, if you will. So I think that one of the things that we all could do is demand that we back up our views and our arguments with evidence and with objectivity and balance, and work towards avoiding an escalation in rhetoric.
And as our last question, very broad, but what is the greatest threat, in your opinion, to the Asia Pacific region?
I would say that the tensions in the bilateral relationship between China and the United States is causing great insecurity for many countries in the region, and it's creating a dangerous situation. So I think trying to find a balanced response to China's rise and trying to figure out how to interact with a now powerful state claiming its rightful position in the international order, and yet bringing with it a very different approach to global governance and domestic governance than its neighbors, is going to be the greatest challenge. So I think we have been talking for decades now about how do we deal with and interact with a rising China. Now we are having to deal with a risen China, and I don't think any of China's neighbors nor the United States has exactly figured out how to do that. And until we do, not only are there a number of security risks in terms of the possibility of an accidental conflict, I think, is quite high in the Taiwan Straits and in the South China Sea particularly. But there's just so many opportunities for cooperation that are going to be lost. So we need to be cooperating with China, particularly on issues like pandemic control, disease control, trafficking, whether it be human trafficking or drug trafficking or trafficking in exotic endangered species. We need to be cooperating on climate change. We need to be cooperating on security threats in the region, such as North Korea, but outside of the region as well. So I think until the world and until the United States gets our relationship right, whatever that means exactly with China, we are all at great risk of at least lost opportunities.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kaup, and thank you for everyone who has been listening.